It's been a long wait, but Mario and friends have reunited with the pesky Rabbids in Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, the follow-up to one of the most surprising crossovers of all time. The original Mario plus Rabbids surpassed expectations, dazzling us with its wonderful execution, as the unlikely alliance met the equally unexpected genre of turn-based strategy, with stellar results. The sequel upholds the first game's strengths, yet simultaneously addresses several of its shortcomings, expanding its horizons with a heavier emphasis on the single-player campaign. Your journey begins at Princess Peach's castle, where the goofy Rabbids and their Mushroom Kingdom counterparts are enjoying a normal day when an evil cosmic entity known as Cursa shows up to spoil the fun. With the aid of new allies known as Sparks, Mario and the Rabbids set off into space to come to the aid of planets under siege from Cursa and her dreaded Spark Hunters. On the surface, the narrative is nothing more than a popcorn flick, but Sparks of Hope manages to slightly elevate the plot with more meaningful context found in optional murals tucked away within each planet.
Apparently, Augie believes he's from a family of proud demigods. For such divine creatures, murals must be like family photos.
The level design of these planets is much more open with a greater sense of freedom than the previous outing. Gone are the linear paths and blocky makeup of each new area, in favor of more natural-looking environments that retain the distinct themes and unique aesthetic born of blending these two franchises, though it's not without a few blemishes. The game suffers from noticeable performance issues and other visual hiccups every so often, and the ambitious nature of each world lacks the same amount of polish as the more concise and focused zones of its predecessor. Despite these occasional road bumps, this newfound direction is clearly for the better. The layout of these worlds feels more like a 3D Mario game in which you have numerous objectives available to tackle at your leisure. Sure, there is the main objective of saving each planet from immediate threat, but there are plenty of extra activities to undertake that provide a sense of variety missing from the original. Solving puzzles, undertaking P-block challenge rooms, and attempting to collect 8 red coins are just some of what you can expect. Further complementing the new open direction is the introduction of special abilities you can use to explore each environment. These include the ability to move blocks and break walls to solve puzzles or find hidden paths, as well as the power to reveal hidden objects such as ladders or bridges to access previously unreachable areas, as well as other secrets that reward you with items, coins, weapon skins, or new sparks. There are excellent new additions that allow each new space to evolve as you progress, and incentivize you to return to previous regions to see what you might have missed on the first go-around. Collecting sparks is an integral new part of your adventure, as they serve as a key component of your arsenal during combat. These Rabbid Lumas come in 30 different flavors. Some can enhance your weapons with elemental properties such as fire to burn enemies, while others can deliver powerful AoE attacks to help with crowd control. There are also a few other surprise sparks with unique powers in later portions of the game.
Let's go! Okie dokie!
Most of the same elements of battle return, including each character retaining a unique weapon and ability, as well as a comprehensive skill tree to enhance your stats and mobility. Yet the sparks provide a much-needed new layer to spice things up and give you more creative options to tailor a playstyle that suits your tastes, or at least gives you an upper hand in certain battles. It's really satisfying to come up with a combination that makes short work of your opponents. The other big revision of combat is the way in which you move your characters. The rigid point-and-click style of movement is replaced with greater mobility, in which your character can move around freely within an established zone. This means you can utilize almost any of your actions and still be able to move around after. For example, you can move into range of a bunch of enemies and deliver a massive AoE attack, then retreat back to cover. However, once you've attacked with a weapon, you can no longer move, though you can still execute other actions. Otherwise, combat feels similar to the previous game, with mobility attacks like dashes and jumps, as well as the option to perform basic attacks, use an item, trigger your special ability, or call a spark into action. Other environmental factors come into play, like gaining the high ground, taking cover, or exploiting hazards to your benefit. The arenas can get pretty creative, especially the large-scale boss encounters, and the objectives run the same gamut as before, with conditions that include reaching an end goal, defeating all or certain types of enemies, or simply surviving enough waves.
Let's go!
Initially, you have only 2 party members, but as you progress, you'll be able to bring 3 into any battle, with opportunities for more to join in boss encounters. The improvement here is that you're not confined to having certain members in your active party at any given time. Instead, just like your new Sparks, you're free to mix and match characters as you see fit. Gone are Yoshi and Rabbid Yoshi, as well as the loss of the DLC-specific Donkey Kong. In their place are newcomers Bowser, Rabbid Rosalina, and the mysterious Edge, all who bring fantastic new playstyles to the table. Bowser is a force to be reckoned with as he summons Mecha Koopas and launches explosive projectiles from his cannon. Rabbid Rosalina's ability to lock enemies in place is invaluable, and Edge can hurl her distinct blade at multiple enemies, like a boomerang for double the pain. Sparks of Hope offers a wide range of difficulty options in case the going gets a bit too tough, or if you're looking to kick things up a notch. In addition to 3 global settings, there are several custom modifiers to control enemy health and damage output, how much health your party restores after each battle, and the outright option to become invulnerable if you so desire. Providing more control over the variables that govern the game's difficulty is always a welcome addition and allows more people to enjoy the game at whatever pace they see fit. Another part of Sparks of Hope that quickly drew attention ahead of release is the soundtrack, given the illustrious talent brought together. Grant Kirkhope returns from Kingdom Battle and is joined by industry veterans Yoko Shimomura and Gareth Coker. With such a team comes high expectations, and while Sparks of Hope's music is a great effort, it doesn't quite leave a lasting impression. There's nothing remotely as memorable as the Phantom Rabbid song or the mid-boss theme from the original game. The voiceover is another area that could use some work. It's not that there's any issue with the delivery of the VO, rather, it's the inconsistent nature of which lines get voiced and which do not. Within the same conversation, some lines are voiced while others aren't, and it's quite jarring to say the least. It's not like we expected Mario to start spewing full lines of dialogue. We'll let the upcoming Mario movie tackle that new frontier. Rather, the issue is with other characters that are specifically voiced in cutscenes, but only speak a few words during conversations, which comes off as a relic of an older era and feels out of place.
Hey, little fella!
Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope is a splendid sequel with a terrific new take on exploration while simultaneously revamping the combat for the better with a clever addition of Sparks and marvelous new characters. It definitely could use a bit more polish, but it's still a gorgeous looking game in spite of some technical shortcomings. Clocking in at roughly 20 hours to complete, plus several more for extras, it feels like the perfect length and never overstays its welcome. It's definitely worth the wait, but here's hoping it's not another 5 years before we see a follow-up to this magnificent series. Final score, 8.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching our review. We're Easy Allies. We've been writing about games for decades, and we also do podcasts, streams, shows, and more, all funded by generous viewers just like you. Head to patreon.com/easyallies to pitch in and get rewards. And be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay connected on YouTube. See you soon.